Welcome to Eerie Bites of History, your daily serving of strange bites of the past. Today, we have a journey powered by sheer will, a voice-branded traitor, and the birth of moving pictures, all of which happened on October 6th. Let's begin. On October 6th, 2007, a weary man paddled the final stretch into Greenwich, London, the same spot he had left 13 years earlier. His name, Jason Lewis, and he had just done what no one in history had ever achieved. He had circled the entire planet by human power alone. But this wasn't a story of a simple journey. It was an odyssey that nearly devoured him. From the moment he left London in 1994, every mile was earned by muscle. Pedaling, rowing, skating, and walking through deserts, jungles, and oceans that seemed determined to swallow him whole. He crossed 46,000 miles of brutal landscape and merciless sea. He was hit by a car in America, stranded at sea between continents, and stalked by storms that turned the night into chaos. At times, weeks passed without a human voice, his pedal-powered boat creaking like an old coffin adrift the black water. Yet somehow, he kept going. He fixed broken equipment with scraps, negotiated with suspicious border guards, and battled loneliness so deep it bordered on madness. Every ocean crossing, every pedal stroke felt like a fight against the planet itself, and the whispering thought that maybe he was never meant to make it back. But on that gray October morning, after 13 years of silence, storm, and scars, Jason finally returned to where it all began. Proof that endurance can defy the impossible. 13 years is quite a commitment, and in the end, it came full circle, literally. He even earned a place in the Guinness Book of World Records, a quiet reminder that sometimes the greatest journeys don't need engines or headlines, just patience, and the will to keep moving when the rest of the world stops. On October 6, 1949, the courtroom in San Francisco fell silent. A woman, small, calm, and tired, stood accused of the most unforgivable crime of treason. Her name was Iva, but the world knew her by another, Tokyo Rose, the mysterious voice that had haunted the Allied soldiers across the Pacific. During the war, troops would huddle around the radios, hearing an English-speaking woman on the radio. Between big band songs and soft laughter, she whispered words that were meant to weaken morale, reports of sinking ships, lost battles, and sweet reminders of the home they might never see again. But no one knew who she really was, or how much of what she said was truly her choice. When the war ended, Ida came home, expecting to find peace, but instead, she was branded a traitor, and in 1949, after years of public outrage and sensational headlines, she was convicted and sentenced to 10 years in prison. But decades later, the truth began to crack through the surface. Witnesses recanted, some even admitted they'd been pressured to lie. In 1977, President Gerald Ford pardoned her, restoring her citizenship and acknowledging the injustice of her trial. So who really was Tokyo Rose? A cunning voice of propaganda? Or a woman trapped between two nations at war, punished for being heard? History loves it when heroes and villains are neatly labeled, but Iva didn't fit either. She was caught between two frequencies, two nations, and two versions of the truth. Maybe that's why her story still hums quietly beneath all the noise. On October 6, 1889, a small group gathered in a dim laboratory lit by the soft hiss of electrical lamps. At the center stood Thomas Edison, ready to unveil something the world had never seen before. With a soft click and the turning of gears, shadows began to move. Figures flickered to life inside a glass box, jerky, grainy silhouettes, looping endlessly in a dance between light and dark. The crowd gasped, because this is the first time in human history motion itself had been captured and played back. Captured, trapped, and played back. To those watching that night, it was something strange, almost supernatural. Many whispered that the flickering shapes looked like ghosts, echoes of life preserved in a strange new form of energy. It was as if Edison found a way to steal moments of time, forcing them to repeat forever. The demonstration was crude, imperfect, and fleeting, but it did change the world. From that eerie glow of dancing shadows would emerge the art of cinema, and an obsession with reincarnating life through illusion. Imagine seeing motion for the first time, people dancing, laughing, alive, yet not alive at all, preserving their moving essence. Edison's invention was meant to dazzle, but it blurred the lines between science and seance a bit too much for some people. From that moment on, the world realized technology doesn't just show us life, it sometimes replays it. Like your history snack-sized? Drop us a comment with your favorite bite and subscribe. Join us daily for your eerie dose of the past.